You won't drive and you'll be happy. Here on the Report from Tiger Mountain, we're going to talk about the price of petrol and the cost of living. Stick around and listen. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, you will not be able to drive and you'll be happy. You'll notice the Great Reset has begun here in Australia with the price of petrol recently. I'm sure if you own a car, you've gone to the local petrol station and you've gotten out the nozzle and you've stuck it in your car and you've had a quick look to see what the price of petrol is today, and your eyes have popped out of your head, or you've had a heart attack, nearly had a heart attack. It's like $2.20 or something and going up, ladies and gentlemen. I mean, that's absolutely ridiculous. I think just before COVID, we were getting prices of almost half that, you know what I mean? If you were lucky, you could find maybe $1.10, $1.20. So it's absolutely extraordinary what's going on. How the hell have petrol prices gone up, nearly doubled in the past year or two? First of all, let's get this straight. It's got nothing to do with the war in Ukraine. It's got nothing to do with President Putin. We don't get our oil supplies from Russia. I mean, there might be a small Russian element to our, energy acquisition, but it's hardly anything in Australia. Let's face it, this is price gouging by big oil and by obviously Arab countries, who are the main suppliers of oil to the world. This is all, again, part of the globalist agenda of making life kind of unaffordable for the average person. Because, we all know the famous Klaus Schwab line, you will own nothing and you'll be happy. It's because you'll be so broke, you will not be able to own a house anymore, you'll not be able to afford meat. I mean, there are these things at the moment, the globalists encouraging you to eat bugs or eat lentils or go vegan. So they really want to destroy the standard of living of people in Western civilizations. And this should be remembered. This is the agenda of the Great Reset. It's the agenda of net zero. It's the agenda of COVID. This is actually the real agenda, to impoverish people. And essentially the agendas themselves are kind of overhyped lies. Obviously COVID was an overhyped lie. Climate change is clearly an overhyped lie. It doesn't mean that there's not some kernel of truth in them, but these situations should have just been handled much differently. And by raising the price of everything is not the way to deal with it, or to destroy the economy through locking people in their own homes with COVID is certainly not the way to have dealt with this health crisis that we've lived through the last 2 years. So again, it's absolutely extraordinary, and it's very much part of the the Great Reset, the New World Order, this raising of petrol. There are rumours it could hit up to $3. I own a car, costs like $200 to keep it on the road at the moment. It's absolutely ridiculous. This is all about screwing the average person. I've done a video here at the Report from Tiger Mountain, screwing the little guy, turning up the heat on the frog that's in the pot, slowly killing him. This is what it's all about, ladies and gentlemen. This is a war of the elites and, because they own our governments against the people. So, we need a people's revolution. That's why the importance of the freedom movement that we see has grown, obviously under COVID, but it should continue to grow, because the elites, who often have completely corrupted our governments, are at direct war with the people of their nations. And you can see that by the rising of prices. That's the other ridiculous thing. Almost half the cost of petrol is a government tax. So if they wanted to bring down the cost of petrol, they could drop the tax and go back to $1 overnight. But so, this is extraordinary. It's an extraordinary scam, and it absolutely has nothing to do with President Putin and the war in Ukraine. That's just an excuse. They're using yet another lie that they are foisting upon the good people of Australia to lie to them, and the good people of the world, really, because they're spreading this lie all over. And it also, if you were to blame this current petrol rise situation on one international political figure, it's Joe Biden. What a fool he was in America, shutting down that energy pipeline that was bringing in oil, that Donald Trump set up. And people are putting stickers, on the petrol bowser. I did this because if anyone is to blame globally for what's going on, it is that idiot Joe Biden, who obviously doesn't run America, as we all know, because he has dementia. It's people like Blinken, Ron Klain, Yellen, and all these creeps, globalist creeps who are in his government. So there it is, ladies and gentlemen. You will, not be able to drive anywhere, and you'll be happy because Klaus Schwab says so, and that's the only thing you can be. There it is. Report from Tiger Mountain.